On January 14th, 2022, Mr. Press from the First Amendment auditor Free Press NC performed an audit in Burlington, North Carolina. After recording at Burlington City Hall and submitting a public records request without any complications, he proceeded to the Burlington Police Department. There he began filming the police vehicles situated in the parking lot. Sergeant Marsh notifies Mr. Press that he's on trespassing grounds, clarifying that the parking lot is designated solely for police personnel.
Hey, what are you doing? Just checking out my employees. What's up? What's your name, badge number?
Delgado.
Delgado, you have a badge number?
I don't.
Okay.
What's your name?
I'm not gonna give that.
So what are you doing?
Just checking on the Burlington employees and seeing if you guys are doing a great job.
About
If you're keeping,
looking
yeah,
through the cars?
yeah, I want to make sure you're keeping the officers safe with like good tires and you're not leaving out passwords to NCIC. What's that?
Come speak with us.
You said I need to?
Yes, sir. You're actually
Initially, Sergeant Marsh communicates that Mr. Press is under detainment, but subsequently conveys that while photography from the sidewalk is permissible, he must vacate the parking lot area. Mr. Press engages with Sergeant Marsh, asserting that the act of detention cannot be justified solely based on his presence in the parking lot. He contends that Sergeant Marsh lacks the authority to detain him for the purpose of investigating potential wrongdoing.
And your name, badge number?
I don't have a badge number. Sergeant Marsh.
Sergeant Marsh, okay. So you said I'm detained. And I said suspicion of what crime?
What are you doing back there?
Suspicion of what crime? What's your
I'm
RAS?
asking you a question. You need to leave, sir.
What crime have I committed?
You need to leave.
If you'd like to stand on the sidewalk and do
He
what
told
it
me
is
I
you're
have to
doing.
come here and I'm detained.
I
So
didn't say that. I didn't say that.
you said we need you to come here and you said
I
I'm
need to talk to
detained.
you. So I need to talk to you. If you want to go over there, take on the sidewalk, take pictures, you're more than welcome, but you can't be back here.
So the sign that says public entrance is not a public entrance?
If you have business here.
Yeah.
Do you have business here?
Am I required to answer that question?
Okay, sir. At this point, you're being asked.
Mr. Press puts forth the argument that detention is only permissible if there exists a reasonable and articulate suspicion of his involvement in criminal activity. Sergeant Marsh's decision to detain Mr. Press was supported by reasonable suspicion, a point we'll delve into further in this episode. Contrary to Mr. Press's assertion, it's important to clarify that officers are indeed authorized to conduct investigative detentions with the intention of determining if a crime has been committed. Officer Delgado suggests that the officers possessed reasonable suspicion to initiate an investigation of Mr. Press due to his activity of peering into the windows of police vehicles.
You need to leave the parking lot.
Give me your supervisor.
I am the supervisor.
Give me your supervisor, the LT. This is bullcrap.
I don't want to do it.
Notice I'm not talking to either of you guys
Oh,
this
yeah.
way. I'm
Say
not
what?
talking to either of you guys this way. I'm talking to him this way.
I understand.
You have no signs that say no trespassing, and it freaking says public entrance. You cannot detain me for videotaping.
I didn't
Why were
detain
you
you.
all in that car?
I wasn't in a car.
You
if
were
you
all
find
looking
if
at
you
it.
find
I
evidence
watched
of
you
me
looking
being in
at
a
the
car,
car.
then bring me in RAS and detain me and we'll talk.
And that's why we started speaking with you because of that. Because
You
were looking
can't
at a
detain me
car.
to figure out if I committed
Yes,
a
sir.
crime.
If
You're a
you're breaking
freaking
the car,
sergeant.
yes.
However, legal precedent is generally established that merely observing someone looking into the windows of parked vehicles does not, by itself, provide officers with the requisite reasonable suspicion to lawfully detain an individual. The observation that Mr. Press was observing police vehicles could potentially influence the court's examination of the situation. Nevertheless, judging by the outcomes of analogous cases in the past, it appears probable that a court would lean towards the determination that the officers lack the necessary reasonable suspicion to justify detaining Mr. Press.
He was telling me that I was suspicious because I was filming around vehicles, but he doesn't get to detain me because I'm filming. I don't care how suspicious it looks. You will not get my name. I am not trespassing, and I will not leave. You know, if you guys have signs up that says this is a trespassed area, authorized personnel only, you got gates up, of course I can't come in.
Well, usually,
He's making up laws.
like I was saying, usually it is. We only allow police cars and people back here, but due to the front lobby, people do come, public citizens.
Right,
They do come back
which is
here.
why I'm here.
Yeah, I understand.
Try to be as
What's the
reserved as I
reason
can.
That you were like looking all in the car.
Okay.
Following Lieutenant Beckmer's communication that Mr. Press was at liberty to proceed with filming in the parking lot, Mr. Press made a formal request for the incident number associated with the encounter from the police station. Subsequently, he revisited the City Hall to revise his initial public records request. This revision included adding the incident number and details about Sergeant Marsh. Mr. Press's intentions regarding potential future actions remain uncertain at this point.
Which is why there probably won't be anything from this unless you keep escalating.
I'm not escalating anything. You are.
You did?
Here's our lieutenant.
Fantastic.
What's going on, man?
Howdy.
How are you?
I was doing pretty good.
Okay.
Until I met the sergeant. These two folks are incredibly professional.
Good enough.
He hasn't escalated a single thing. She said she had razzed me breaking into a freaking car. She was very polite at first. Once he escalated, she jumped on the bandwagon. But generally, they've been good.
Okay.
He is a train wreck. How you just treated me was a train wreck. I should say that. I don't know you.
So let's move on to the next investigation. On May 28, 2022 in O'Fallon, Missouri, Officer Nathan Dye from the O'Fallon Police Department conducted a traffic stop on Police Chief Greg Hall of the neighboring Hazelwood Police Department. The stop was initiated due to Chief Hall's erratic driving. While both vehicles were in motion, Officer Dye emerged from his police cruiser and approached Chief Hall's vehicle with his body camera activated. Officer Dye reports to his supervisor that Chief Hall's blood alcohol concentration exceeded 0.2% as indicated by the breath test.
Okay. The reason why I pulled you over, you've been weaving quite a bit.
Well, I know, because I was eating.
Okay, eating while driving. Okay. How long has it been since your last drink?
Flowers.
A couple hours. Okay.
I'm a police officer.
Where you work at?
Hazelwood.
Hazelwood? How long you been out in Hazelwood?
Since 1979.
Oh, wow.
I'm actually the police chief.
You're a police chief? Hazelwood? How about this, Chief? Just so I feel comfortable knowing you're not intoxicated and you're okay to go. Can you just recite the alphabet starting with letter D and ending on the letter N without singing? So D to N without singing.
During the interaction, Officer Dye references an incident that took place in Chicago multiple times. These references are intertwined with his apprehensions regarding the potential outcomes of the ongoing traffic stop. In this situation, it seems that Officer Dye conducted the horizontal gaze, nystagmus, and walk and turn tests on Chief Hall.
Chief, before I can let you drive, I have to confirm you're not impaired, okay? So we could either start with the PBT, see if it's necessary to do field sobriety, or I could have you do some field sobriety tests.
Let me think for a minute.
Okay, no, take your time, Chief. How much longer do you have left out at Hazelwood? Are you just...
9 months.
9 months. You ready to be retired?
It's open.
So we'll do this and go from there, okay? So deep breath for me, Chief. I'm gonna hold it, just blow hard until that. Hang tight right here. I'll get back with you, okay?
However, there is no mention of Officer Dye attempting to administer the one-leg stand test. During the encounter, Officer Dye repeatedly brings up an incident from Chicago. An O'Fallon Police Chief, John Neska, arrived at the scene, driving Chief Hall home without issuing a citation or making an arrest. Chief Neska's retirement, planned a year ahead, occurred a few days later, with the city asserting its lack of connection to this incident.
Dodging sniper fire out there. They're weaving all over the place.
Is it all on the dash cam?
Yeah.
The driving and all the contacts so far?
Yeah.
He's the current chief.
Yeah. Just completely butchered the alphabet.
You got field sobriety?
I haven't done field sobriety yet.
Yeah, this is a tough day and age, man, you know, when you have electronic things and technology. I'd handle it like you handle anything else.
All right.
It's your call.
As eyes only. You would just stare at the tip of my finger right here, okay?
Although the Hazelwood Police Department spokesperson didn't confirm Chief Hall's current position, he remains listed as the police chief on the department's website as of now. The St. Charles County Prosecutor's Office, responsible for pursuing charges, noted that the O'Fallon Police Department hasn't requested a case review. Any DWI charges would likely face courtroom challenges. Chief Hall's attorney, Travis Noble, contested Officer Dye's actions, claiming Chief Hall was sober and criticizing the testing process.
Take another series of 9 heel-toe steps back upon that yellow line, okay? Until you've completed the test.
Thank you.
I just need you to remember, hang on 1 second for me, sir.
Despite knee issues, Chief Hall would have cooperated with testing. Notably, Officer Dye was awarded the Mothers Against Drunk Driving Excellence and DWI Enforcement Honor. And now let's move on to another investigation. On September 16, 2022, Yareini Rios Gonzalez, a 20-year-old TSA agent, was involved in an incident that caused a lot of worry and legal questions. It could be one of the biggest lawsuits ever made against a police officer. Gonzalez was pulled over by police in Platteville, Colorado, after officers responded to a complaint of a probable road rage incident with a pistol. Officers from both the Platteville and Fort Lupton police departments responded to the scene, and the situation quickly deteriorated. Gonzalez's car came to a halt just behind a set of railway rails, and the Platteville police parked behind, initially trapping her on the tracks.
Driver, let me see your hand.
Put both hands out the window. Both hands out.
Dispatch Lupton 346. We're getting commands. Her hands are out the window at this time.
Open your door. With your right hand, open your door. Come on out.
Yeah. Dispatch Lupton 346. She's out of the vehicle. Hands are visible. Yeah. Vasquez. Hey.
Lift your hands up. Lift your hands up. Okay. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Put your hands up higher. I want you to set your phone down at the edge of your truck.
On your left.
You don't need it. You can leave it on. Come on back. Keep coming back.
Officers yelled orders at Gonzalez, who obeyed by sticking her hands out the window. Despite her cooperation, the police continued to issue orders telling her to turn around and kneel. They handcuffed her and set her in the rear seat of a police vehicle parked on the train tracks. Gonzalez's safety and well-being are immediately threatened by the choice to leave her in the back of a loose police car on active train tracks. It's a violation of the Colorado Traffic Code to stop, stand, or park a vehicle on railway tracks, save when it's essential to avoid traffic or when directed by a police officer. The police conduct appeared to break this requirement, perhaps displaying a reckless disregard for Gonzalez's and any incoming train safety.
Why? What? Do you have anything on you that's going to poke me, stick me, hurt me? No, ma'am, but can I please get my cell phone? We'll get your cell phone in a second. Is there any weapons in the car?
Ready?
No, ma'am, there's nothing on. There's no weapons in the car? Okay.
Everybody out in the car, come on.
What's going on? Ma'am, what's going on? I'll tell you in a second. Take a seat. I'm so confused. Can I get my cell phone? I will get your cell phone for you. Take a seat.
While Gonzalez was still in handcuffs in the police car, officers searched her car for a gun. Nevertheless, despite her precarious location on the rails and their lack of action to protect her safety, this lack of care and attention simply added to the dangers of the scenario. As the policemen continued their search, an incoming train collided with the unmanned police car, which still had Gonzalez inside. The incident resulted in serious injuries such as fractured ribs, a broken arm that required surgery, a broken leg, and other fractures. Gonzalez was in the hospital for more than a week recovering from her injuries and faces a lengthy road to complete recovery. This incident has serious legal ramifications. Gonzalez's lawyer, Paul Wilkinson, claimed that she wanted to sue the police departments involved. The lawsuit could entail a variety of legal issues, including claims of excessive force, purposeful indifference, and violations of due process.
Toss something back.
Toss it out the window?
She could have out that window, but who is that car?
No, that's
Maybe a car.
contract. Oh my god. Get us medical emergent. The suspect was in the vehicle that was hit by the train.
Watch the fence.
The Fourth Amendment, which protects citizens from excessive searches and seizures, could come into play in the court procedures. If a judge finds that the officer's actions were objectively unreasonable given the circumstances, Gonzalez's Fourth Amendment rights may have been violated. On the other hand, the concept of willful indifference may also be inappropriate. Deliberate indifference is a state of mind in which an officer ignores a known or clear risk that could result in a violation of a person's rights. This standard is higher than ordinary negligence and may be applied if the officer's actions showed a disdain for Gonzalez's safety. The incident has prompted investigations by a number of entities, including the Fort Lupton Police Department, the Colorado State Patrol, the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, and others. These inquiries will almost certainly look into the various parts of the incident, such as the officer's behavior, the collision itself, and the injuries Gonzalez sustained while in police custody.